Hello everyone, a very pleasant day to you. I hope your day has been going great. I am Becky Usoro. It's that time of the show, Citizens Dialogue on First Next News Port Harcourt, where we discuss trending and interesting political topics. Joining me on set to have this conversation is King Sujalo. Sit back, relax, and enjoy all we have for you on this beautiful segment. Welcome back. It's still the show, Citizens Dialogue on First Next News Port Harcourt. It's a pleasure having you, Sir Jalo.
Thank you so much,
How are
Becky.
you doing?
I'm doing great.
And a Merry Christmas in advance.
Same to you.
Okay,
same to you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, thank
Let's
you.
just head straight to the story for today.
Okay.
Tinubu never won the 2023 election. Senator Abaribe says Tinubu would be defeated in 2027. You know, representing Senator Inyinaya Abaribe, representing Abia South, has publicly stated that President Bola Tinubu never truly won the 2023 presidential election. Even though Tinubu was declared the winner and is serving as president, Abaribe argues that the outcome did not reflect the genuine will of the people. He confidently predicts that Tinubu will lose the 2027 presidential election. He says the level of hardship, including economic difficulties and insecurity, has hardened public resolve against the incumbent and will translate into rejection, at the 2027 election. He suggested that many politicians, of course, who claim to support Tinubu are afraid to publicly declare their support in their home communities, implying a disconnected between political endorsement and grassroots, opinion. So my take on this is for him to have the audacity to come out and say that President, of course, we all know what really happened in our country, okay? And then, do you really agree to what he's saying?
I think the senator is actually speaking the minds of Nigeria right now.
Okay.
Not speaking the minds of the judiciaries and not speaking the mind of the, INEC organization. You understand?
Yeah.
These are the two front line whereby they impute those who are to rule the country. So the fact that the people have their own choice doesn't determine if the judiciary and the INEC we definitely go with the choice of people, depending on who, who they are, who they might be receiving, should I use the word, favor from or something. Now, looking at the Senator Abaribe, he has really made a clear fact. He has analyzed it well. I wouldn't be the one to start analying in that aspect.
And then he made a statement. He said that he would never defect
to the APC. Yes, that is his own opinion. That is for himself. But meanwhile, the future will tell, because so many has come out to proclaim this statement.
You'll be in PDP and then after a few months you're entering the APC.
Look at the case of Omokri too, who said he will never work for the president.
And then today he's one of the ambassador nominees.
Thank you. The future determines, his next move. But let's come back to his statement. Like I said, he has really stated the fact. He has really analyzed everything. We're now looking at the country situation. On the normal names, Becky, we want to say definitely with the chaos, insecurity, and most of the menace happening, Nigerians would definitely not want to vote for the person who is in power right now, managing the country situation in this bad form. Now, is the determination,
the high rise of poverty.
Thank you. Yes. Okay.
The suffering is really much.
I was on an outing yesterday, one of our voice pop, where we listen to the opinions of individuals. Someone made a statement. I think a woman. She said, she said something that really shocked me. She said, it's because of the people who are in power that food are not that. As a matter of fact, maybe when we were asking about the Christmas situation and how they are how the Christmas is going to reflect on them, she said it determines on it's been determined by the leader how they are going to structure things. Now that is what the senator is talking about. He's letting in that interview.
And of course, and just interjected there, we know what Christmas is all about, celebration and all that. And then looking at how the economy is, now not everyone that can be able to provide for their family.
He is saying that the things happening in Nigeria right now will determine, it will be the reason why the president will not come back to power in 2027. But I can bet you, I think that is not in 2027 rather. Thank you. I can bet you that in Nigeria, in present Nigeria economy, you know, country situation doesn't determine the arrival of the president. You understand? It's action, it's the president action right now that determines if he will come back. So you know, you trying to confront the president and say, oh, whatever he's doing to make him, you know, to win the election, you know, it depends on those who are imputing our leaders. That is what it should be, you know, tackling or referring those statements to those sectors, to those institutions, not trying to, you know, speak on the voice, because right now, if you look at it, Nigeria seems to be helpless. They seem to be voiceless. You understand? People are making their own opinion. People are saying, people are talking, but those institutions, what are they saying? You understand? Are they ready to also stand with the people or stand against the people, or on the side of the person who they want to elect? That is the question, and that is what Abaribe, yes, I really like his boldness. He has really, just like I said, he has stated everything, but we should look at the power, the supremacy that brings out the first man of this country to represent the nation. That is what we should be talking about, not trying to, you know, proclaim that, oh, the president has nothing, whatever he's going to use to win the election is not going to be possible again. So that is just it. That is just that for the senator.
The Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, went ahead with its nationwide protests, including in Lagos, despite a late-night meeting with President Bola Tinubu to pressure the government over worsening insecurity across Nigeria. The protest, tagged a National Day of Protest and Mourning, aims to, number one of the reasons why, you know, they're having this protest is to draw urgent attention to the rising insecurity affecting Nigerians, including killings, kidnappings of citizens and school children, and daily violence that is harming workers and families. Demand decisive action from the federal government to protect lives and property by tackling banditry, terrorism, and other violent crimes. Highlights the impact of insecurity on the economy and society, including discouraging investment and making daily life unsafe for workers. One that any interference to harm the protesters could trigger broader industrial action, including an indefinite strike. Do you really think NLC can achieve anything meaningful with this protest?
This protest? Yeah, well, you know, this is not the first time the NLC is coming out to protest. We can remember February 14, 2025, when they came out to also protest concerning this telecommunication increase of tariff. That is to reduce the 50% increase on the telecommunication sector. You understand? Now they are coming again in the insecurity aspect. Now it shows that the NSC are really doing the needful. They are actually doing the actual thing. Why they are
because
there as an
what draws the attention of
now,
people is that regarding that, you know, they actually met with the president, and still they still embarked on the strike today.
Yes, they met with the president yesterday night around I think 11 p.m. or something to discuss, you know, the president trying to negotiate, you know, stopping the protest. And now it really shows that this insecurity has really affected every subordinate persons that are attached to it. Now look at the farmers. Definitely, when you are a farmer, you are also in the NCL. When you are a teacher, that is institutions, you are also part of that institution. And definitely, these are the people who are suffering. You know, this so-called who are really facing the insecurity situation in the country.
No, everybody is actually facing the insecurity.
Okay, look at the case of what happened in I think is Niger State or so, where some female students were kidnapped, and one of the teachers, one of the principal was shot. What are we talking about? Look at the case of farmers who are being kidnapped and thereabout. Drivers, name them all. You know, it's really, really affecting them. And I believe with this action they've taken, they've really heard the cries of those who are attached to that institution. So they've really done the right thing, despite the president having a meeting with them in order to scrap this protest. You know, they still went ahead. It really shows that
because we're not so sure about what happened, because there was no full details of what happened during the meeting, whether it was scrapped or not scrapped, and they still came back and said, okay, the meeting is still being held today.
Of course, well, they're fine. Yes, there were no report concerning find out, definitely we will definitely suggest.
So we're just hoping that after the protest, we'll see a positive result.
We hope we'll see a positive result, because this is not, just like I said, this is not the first time. You understand? It's something. Okay, looking at ASU strike and protest and thereabouts from the ASU institution.
Yeah.
So what have been the change? Okay, now this other sector now, they are out again protesting. How are we sure that the president will respond to their demands? How are we sure that this insecurity will come to an end? You understand? It's not all about
for a while now, the insecurity has really been something that we're looking
Becky, let me tell you
for.
something.
So there are moves.
From what the NLC are trying to let Nigerians know is that if the president wants to, if the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the government really wants to tackle this menace, they have every full power to do it.
Okay.
But it seems as if they are reluctant. That is why they can't just sit back, relax, and watch that reluctantness keep taking place. It looks as if the president knows what to do, but he's just sitting back, looking at the poor masses going through this terrible situation from the hands of bandits and Boko Haram and these insurgencies. And look at this festive period. I can't even believe, even in this festive period.
Some people are even scared of traveling.
Apart from being scared, kidnapping, people are being victimized by the insecurity situation. You understand? People can't even go to their villages and to see their parents for Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Even with the that even traveling through now look at the cost of traveling through. I believe you stated this some time ago that the cost of traveling through is on a high rate. That can traveling from I remember I have a friend who called me recently and said the ticket fee from Lagos to Benin, just how many hours flight journey, you are paying 470,000 naira to travel from Lagos to Benin. So how do we want this menace to stop? Okay. You can't travel through flight because of the expenses. Traveling through road now, you have to...
Was he sure about the figure, or he was just giving an estimate or something?
No, he was sure about this. He showed me the receipt. He showed me the tickets, and I saw everything. I was shocked.
Thank you
so you see that the whole situation is orchestrated in all ramification that Nigerians now don't even know what to do.
Okay, thank you so much. It's still the show, Citizens Dialogue on First News Spectacle. Let's go for a short break. When we return to bring to you more details as U.S. improves travel ban on Nigerians, suspend entry for several visa categories. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the show, Citizens Dialogue on First News Spectacle. I remain your humble host, Becky Uzoro. Still here on set with me is King Sojalo. Thanks for staying with us. Nigeria has been added to a list of countries where entry into the U.S. will be suspended or limited for several visa categories. This action is part of a broader policy that updates previous travel bans and expands restrictions to more countries. What this restriction means is, 1, partial suspension of visa entry. Nigerians nationals will face suspension or limits on some U.S. visas, including both immigrant visas for people seeking permanent residence and certain non-immigrant visas such as tourists, B1, B2, students, and stuff like that. This doesn't mean all travel is banned, but it significantly tightens who can receive a new U.S. visa or enter the country under those visa types. 2, exceptions and waivers. People who already have valid visas, lawful permanent residents like green card holders, diplomats, certain essentials travelers, and individuals may still travel. Why the U.S. government took this, step based on security concerns. Of course, U.S. officials cited challenges in vetting and screening some travelers due to security risk within Nigeria, including the presence of extremist groups that complicate background checks. 2, high visa overstay rates. Data shows that significant numbers of Nigerian visitors have previously overstayed their welcome. Their visas, especially students and visitors' visas, which the U.S. says raises risk and undermines immigration control. Now the question is, how will this affect Nigerians, families, students, and business travelers who are, looking forward to traveling to the U.S., maybe for business, students who want to go to school in the United States, families who are probably traveling, planning to relocate?
Yeah, well, Nigeria is not the only country who has been restricted. We have countries like Burkina Faso. They also mentioned countries like Niger and some other
African countries.
Middle East countries.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, the reason is just as you mentioned, visa overstays rates, and also identification management and documents. That is whereby your identifications are not, in correct forms. You understand? I think I really want to point out that aspect. You understand? You see a situation whereby in your birth certificate you are answering James, then probably in another certificate or card or ID card or something you are answering Frank. Those things definitely can implicate you as a person. You understand? That that has also brought about that also can disqualify you because you are not being trusted. You understand? It might seem as if you have an agenda, a negative agenda going to that country to do. Now, coming to the aspect of overstay rates, I think I don't really blame the people who live in Nigeria, and because of the situation in the country. Definitely, when we have the privilege or we are being given a visa, definitely we're looking at
look at job
employment over there, and you understand. Definitely, we know the difference, and we know that the government system right now it's definitely not the same aligning with that of Nigeria. So definitely, people are really going for the mindset of we humans is going to a place that of greener pastures, whereby we'll have that total peace, which will look. That doesn't mean even in the US.
At least you work and then you earn your money.
You're earning your money. You understand? Properly, you understand. So I think that is one of the challenges why it seems as if most Nigeria go there and and stay beyond the time limit, and also in the aspect of that is the security terrorism challenges and thereabout, just as the US have stated, one of the reasons why, you understand. Definitely, I think we've put this on ourselves, because if you look at it, definitely the US has definitely classified Nigeria as a country of a particular concern. So of course they are trying to protect their citizens from external, you understand, thinking probably align foreigners, most especially countries like our country now. They think probably we are going there to bring this insecurity manner happening in the country right now, thinking probably we will also have a replication there in the US.
Okay, so let's just come down. Sorry to interrupt. Let's come down to our country, Nigeria. Looking at the government,
yes,
what's now that this thing has implemented, what are we hoping to see from our government, like from the government,
the current, without being told? I think the president really need to sit up, because
so
he's getting
on, when it comes to
security,
job employment.
Exactly, because
one of the major reasons why people travel out,
yes,
because they feel it's better much out there, than here in the country. Somebody can be done with school. It take you like 5 years to get a job. Sometimes you don't even see a job.
Okay, now in this aspect of job now, let's be honest. We know how many times the health sectors have come out to protest.
The unemployment rate is really
exactly
high.
I'm going somewhere. You know why the health sector most of the time comes out to protest? It's because of one of these job of unemployment. Fine. We doctors, I just want to use that as an example.
Okay.
Doctors, nurses usually go for their respective duties as doctors and doctors, but not being paid. Okay. Now this is where the issue lies now. When people are doing the appropriate
they are giving their best to
make sure that they are working, leaving their home
paid.
But
the government is not
what are we talking about?
Okay.
I know how many times the school institutions, teachers, most especially secondary school teachers, has come out to protest and say, they've not gotten salaries for so many months. What are we talking about?
So the government should look out for a
definitely
better country,
yes,
so that people's eye will not, their attention will not be outside.
Exactly.
You'll see that what you can see outside, that you can see get from your country, Nigeria.
Exactly. That's what the government should be working on. And again, look at the rate of doctors and nurses who go abroad, to work and neglecting the country. So that's what we're talking about. So the government of the government of this country, our government should really sit tight, and I
the current
believe,
administration.
yes, I believe this menace happening. It's something that they can handle. Without being told, without being pushed to the wall before doing. They should do it without this excess, a ban from various countries and stuff like that. Nigeria ought to be one of the top countries in the world whereby people come in, invest, even look seek for a job. Yes. Okay. We ought to be in that position. We ought to be in that list. So we should stop depressing ourselves too much to other nations.
Thank you so much, Jalo. It's a pleasure having you on
Thank
set.
you so much, Becky.
Thanks, everyone. That's our show for today. Citizens Dialogue on First News Port Harcourt. I am Becky Usoro. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.